All right. So, probably look crazy, but we got to turn the camera on and shoot. What up, guys? SB here. I'm probably sweating because been in a little bit of a hurry lately. Doing a little vacay with wifey. Thought I'd turn on the camera real quick, shoot some content in a different place. Why not? So, doing a little vacay, and people probably ask all the time, what are good fragrances to wear on vacation? Um, it's not as simple sometimes as fragrances like Herba Pura and vacation scents or super sweet scents, Lafayette, all that type of stuff. Um, some of us are different. We're in different seasons, different ages, different personalities, and also different vacations in general. Like we're not all going to a tropical place. Sometimes the vacay is as simple as just going somewhere different. So I just thought today I would share with you guys some of my lineup on vacay that I've been rocking. And I try not to overthink it. I want something that is dumb reach that I don't have to think about, that makes me feel clean, fresh, and presentable. That way I have something that's just extremely versatile. Because sometimes I don't know where I'm going to be on vacation. It could be as simple as waking up for breakfast, then going out for lunch or walking around the hotel, just various things. I need to be able to have a fragrance that I don't have to be like, oh, shoot, this isn't appropriate for breakfast. So I typically will bring one super versatile scent and then one show out like date night style scent, which leans sweeter in most cases, or at least is just more signature. Was very indecisive this time around, so I brought a couple of different options that I'll show you guys. I think you'll be surprised by some of my picks. Also, one thing's for sure, I don't like bringing bottles when I'm traveling or out on vacation. It's just a nuisance. You're bringing this giant bottle that you only need like 2-3 ml out of, and so I try with all my might to bring something that can fit in a travel size, or I'll decant my own fragrances. But I did wind up having to bring one bottle because I was indecisive. But if you guys can decant or travel spray, it's just so nice, especially if like you don't know how much fragrance to apply because you're messing with a fragrance you don't know all too well. You want to be able to test it and start small and then increase your sprays. Having that traveler in your pocket or in your bag makes it super convenient to take with you and not have the pressure of having to estimate what type of pressure you got to put on people out in these streets. Got this really dope Lalique vintage bag. Actually, it's not vintage. You can, if you're flying Singapore Air, you get a Lalique bag with toiletries, room sprays, fragrance, all that stuff in it. But I copped this off Mercari. As you can see right there, probably it says Singapore Airlines. I can't really tell what the camera sees, but this was a dope bag. Took all the stuff out, put my fragrances in there, and I'll show you guys some of my lineups. So in no particular order, I think you guys will be surprised to see this in there. Lattafa's Kingdom. This is just like a dumb reach date night type of fragrance. Tobacco, vanilla, spices, aromatics. I think this is the best JPG for my age and what I'm going for. And Kingdom was amazing. Like I just think it's so accurate, so smooth. Lionheart was close, but it has more of a minty emphasis. If I had to buy a JPG, I would buy Le Male Elixir, but thankfully I don't have to because Kingdom did a freaking phenomenal job. Not necessarily a spoiler alert, but if you want like a hack, this is just my opinion. It might not even be true. I think when it comes to fall winter fragrances or sweeter fragrances that kind of dry down to like a vanilla base or an amber base or a woody base, I think those clones are a lot easier to make because they mostly have a very simplistic dry down, and you can afford to sprinkle top notes to affect the fragrance and make it get close in terms of the opening in connection to the dry down. I think the more you get into aromatics, certain citruses, musks, ouds, things like that, they're harder to clone because there's more nuance and the quality in the ingredients matters. So I think traditionally the most accurate clones that have been made have been fragrances that lean from mid-level sweet onto super sweet and are typically in the fall to winter range, or are like versatile scents but still go good in the fall winter. Normally your heavier fragrances because they have a simplistic dry down. So I think they absolutely smoked this one. This one's absolutely phenomenal. My clones have gone down in my collection. I probably have less than 30-ish, 40-ish that I actually keep in my library. Have a lot that I'm giving away. Not because I don't think they're good. It's just that the more you get into your journey, the more good and nice you want to move towards greatness. And greatness is subjective, but your greatness, you'll start to demand more out of a fragrance, and simply just smelling appropriate and nice, it won't cut it anymore. You want to smell something unique to you, signature, something that's the most fitting for you, and just amazing, hopefully. And so this is a DNA that for me is that. And for date night, it's intimate, it's fresh, it's aromatic, and I think it's decisively masculine. But women can definitely wear this, but for me, out of the JPG line, I think this is the most decisively masculine due to the tobacco. Okay, now we're gonna roll fast. Won myself a free Bulgari Tigar 30 ml. Can I put that in the light? There we go. Love this that I got it for free. You guys know, if you've been watching this channel at all, I would never buy Tigar because Tigar is so easy to make. You know, grapefruit, ginger, and musk, essentially. And so those aren't hard ingredients to find. And so Tigar is not that easy or not that difficult to make. Tarathi Blue, phenomenal. If you want to stay alongside the OG but be more in the niche category, Sospiro Vibrato, Mebesus Wondrous Flight, Kajal 3. Even if you go down to like Ball de Freak and things like that, Ball de Freak Absolute, which takes you down to a mere Vibrant Vetiver Delight and things like that. That's going less away from the ginger grapefruit and more to the vetiver grapefruit combo and vetiver lime and stuff like that. But all same vibe, just robust tart citrus with tons of musk injected into it. But I got this for free. I do have Kajal 3 as far as OG DNAs to this. You know, you can get that for like $110. This is like dumb expensive. I think even this 30 ml is more expensive than the lowest Vibrato Kajal 3 and definitely all the other renditions I named. But I was happy to get it for free. Been wearing it on vacay. It's pleasant. It's not the moon and the stars, but it smells well put together, well balanced, and it goes, and it's playful. So brought that because I probably wouldn't wear that in my just typical day-to-day. It's fun, musky, but not overly playful. Still can get the serious job done. Next up, one of my brightest, most easy, dumb reaches of all time. Anytime you just want to smell signature fresh, I really don't think anything's beating Terre de Hermes EDT, the OG. Dude, brightness, masculine dry woods, grapefruit, orange. I mean, this is just, I lose words because it's just like, it speaks for itself. You want something that cuts through heat. You want something that's sharp but smooth. You want something signature. You want the brightness and the vibrancy of the citrus, but you want it backed by woods to be just, you know, sophisticated. You want something that's not so head scratchy, but also isn't flat either. I just think Terre de Hermes Eau de Toilette is just one of the most affordable ways to be signature and clean. And it's also one of those fragrances I think a lot of people think are figured out or like been there, done that. But I think you'd be surprised. Like, the world is pretty polarized on Hermes as far as Terre de Hermes is concerned. Like, it's like the niche people move towards the Eau de Parfum, the Eau Intense Vetiver. There's a couple other variations, the Eau Givraise and stuff like that. So it's like even the niche guys who love Terre de Hermes are moving on and buying other formulations of it. So a lot of those guys aren't even wearing this. And then Terre de Hermes as a DNA, it's like half the people absolutely love it, half the people hate it. So it's like one half's not even wearing it, and the other half's moving on to other what they feel is more signature DNAs to this. So if you're just rocking regular Eau de Toilette, I think you are the most signature because I feel like nobody's wearing OG Eau de Toilette, and I think it's the best. Just because of versatility and just not going too far with any idea. And it's the most balanced. Absolutely phenomenal and super affordable. Anytime I don't need to think, I just want something to uplift me. That was another thing I wanted to say about the vacation scents. So with a vacation scent, I'm shooting for a few different vibes. I like peace. I like relaxation and serenity. I like bright and uplifting because I want to be happy. I want to be optimistic. I want to be excited about being on vacation. So there's this dynamic of like brightness, happiness, sunshine. Then there's this concept of relaxation and peace and meditative. And then there's special occasion. So normally that special occasion is going out to eat. So you want something that's slightly romantic, still fresh, but still easygoing. You can just bounce with the wind, you know? So, the Lamal Elixir handles the date night. The Tigar handles the vibrancy, the fun, the carefreeness. This is the carefreeness, the fun, the uplifting. Now we're going to move on to more of simple sophistication and complex sophistication. And that's where I move to these two fragrances right here. Orpheon EDP, shout outs to Shan. Still been rocking this. Absolutely phenomenal. The EDP version, most diptyques are eau de toilette. If it has the black sides, that means it's EDP. And you need it with diptyque if you have to have performance. Orpheon is a beautiful Swiss Army, super versatile, sophisticated fragrance, but it's sharp and it cuts. It's like airy, sharp sophistication in a bottle. So if I ever want to be upscale sophisticated, but still super overwhelmingly fresh, this is almost like a fleur de peau, like an iris orris musk-based type of scent with all these like sharp aromatics in it. Seems like herbal aromatics or something like that. But it's just a very sophisticated, simple scent. So that's what I would wear in the afternoon if I wasn't trying to be sensual, but we're still getting into the afternoon. It's kind of that super rich librarian type of smell. But there's a suit and tie-ness to this that makes it feel more French and elegant and less regular. But for my everyday driver of simple sophistication, we're going with metallic peppermint apple, and all those sound so crazy, but really it just translates to a very clean aromatic metallic that's warm and so simple yet so demanding of attention because it's got a luxurious feel. This is Edge of Eden from day 3, and it's absolutely stellar. Man, I love wearing this in the morning. You wake up, whoa, you wake up, you want to feel sophisticated, but not like you're doing too much. It's almost like a natural smell of sophistication. Um, it's like if you stepped into a 5-star resort, this is what the air would smell like right when you walk in. You know, you get the aromatics from like, plants and, clean, super polished, metals and woods and furniture. But then there's also this slight luxurious sweetness. There's a cooling to it, but then it dries down warm. This is just nice, and it layers with everything. So if you put these two together, this is like an all-day super signature aromatic that I just absolutely love. But you can even wear them, morning into the night. And just this with anything. Like if I put this behind Tigar or Lamal Elixir or anything, it would immediately give it this fancy polish that would just be so nice. Anyways, those are the fragrances I've been wearing. The Lamal Elixir DNA from Kingdom, Bulgari Tigar, Terre d'Hermes EDT, Orpheon EDP from Diptyque, and Edge of Eden from day 3. And that's what I've been wearing on vacation. Let me know in the comments section below what you guys have been wearing on vacation, or just, when you leave your house and go somewhere for an extended period of time. What are some of your go-tos that you enjoy wearing? Put them in the comments section below. I'm getting some much needed rest and relaxation. Been hitting the pool, going to the restaurants, enjoying good food. I've hit a couple of boutiques out here, but haven't really been interested in smelling fragrances lately. It's been nice to just completely sober up to fragrances, and that way every time I come back I'm excited again. But I feel like every time I leave fragrances just for a little while and then come back, I have a much more grounded approach to like fragrances themselves. I'm able to simplify things more and get clarity and directness with my own fragrance journey and where the things I want to take the fragrance community in terms of topics. So let me know what you guys been rocking lately. Hope you guys feel blessed. And until next time, man, sound off in the comments. I do talk back. Check the playlist section, and I'll get back home soon. Peace.